issue, and why did he have to go on IR?
Calf strain. Just hurt it during practice, and it's unfortunate, but we'll get Trace going and keep it rolling.
What did you see out of Zachary today?
Improving. I think it'll be a game-time decision, but definitely look better, and we're hoping we can get something out of him. I don't know how much we'll play. We'll be smart either way on Sunday, but he looked better today.
When did Cole prove it?
So that Monday.
With JJ, is it still dealing with COVID or is it something else?
He has a calf as well, so a bit of a calf strain. He's day-to-day, so hopefully he'll be ready by Sunday.
Have you, obviously you had the plan all along with dealing with not having DeAndre out there for the wide receiver. Was there a lot that had to go into that in training camp, or was that just basically, hey, we're playing our offense, we just don't have this guy?
Like I said, I think the addition of Hollywood helped. There's no question. There we go, yeah. But yeah, the addition of Hollywood and the dynamic he brings with the speed and taking the top off things really helps. But I said it all along, you don't replace a guy like D-Hop. When you look last year, the red zone production he had and the way we struggled post D-Hop in the red zone, it just is what it is. If any team, if the Rams lost Cooper Kupp last year, they're not the same team. It just is part of the game. But we could have done things better, adjusting to it, playing a different style of football. And we learned that, and so we definitely have made some tweaks, and hopefully it shows up on Sunday.
How's McCoy's arm? Is that not an issue anymore?
Not an issue. Yeah, this is just a calf right now.
Can you explain Kennard being listed 2 on the depth chart by Marcus?
Yeah, he's earned that. We had a feeling he'd be activated pretty much each week, and that's where he belonged to be placed, and that's where we put him.
I was going to say, when you talking about having Kyler and seeing what you have in him and seeing Patrick and some of the quarterbacks you've gone through, as a former quarterback, do you feel like you can see something in a younger quarterback that maybe the layperson couldn't see in terms of what they could be?
No. It's pretty much sheer luck on that front that I've been able to cross paths with a lot of those guys. Once I get with the player, I like to try and figure out what makes them tick and what they do best and what they like to do and how they like to play and the style of play and the plays they like. I mean, I try to dive into that. But as far as recognizing talent, I mean, you can turn on those guys' highlight tapes, whether it's Johnny Football, Pat, Kyler, and it's the layperson can tell they're one of the best players they've probably ever seen.
You talk about their talent. Could you maybe break down what the similarities with Kyler and Patrick?
Yeah, I mean, just the ability to play off schedule. Pat's not as fast, but he's a little bit bigger. Where Kyler is more quick twitch and can really leave people when he takes off. But I think the baseball background with the arm angles and being able to get the snap quick and getting it out and their quick release definitely plays into it for both of them. And both being raised by dads that were great athletes, I mean, this is what they were raised to do. So being unflappable, being that competitive, and this has been their whole life. And
Kyler duplicating some of what's Pat's done, meaning MVP, Super Bowls?
Yeah, I mean, he has that ability. There's no doubt. What people have to remember, when Pat came in, they were a playoff team. When Kyler came in, they were the worst team in the league by far. And so it's been a different type of process, and everybody has their own story. But ability-wise, yeah, there's no question that he has that type of juice.
How much do you think it helped Pat that he sat for that first year?
Huge. I mean, to learn from a guy like Alex Smith and be able to see how it's done on a pro level each and every day. I mean, he still talks about that and raves about how Alex treated him and what he learned from him and taking care of his body. And he probably didn't do those same things in Lubbock, Texas when he was playing out there. But I think that went a long way to his development. Andy Reid, obviously one of the best ever, and every quarterback he's been around, he's helped improve. But Alex Smith had a profound impact on his career, there's no doubt.
Is there something in general more team? I guess it's hard because when you draft that high, you want them to play now, but would it help more teams, I guess, in the future?
I would think so, yeah. I think that'd be an ideal situation. I know the impact Colt had getting him here when we did, and what he's meant to Kyler on that level, the professionalism, the study habits, bringing it each and every day. And so, having that year one and not being forced into play when maybe you're not ready and you could lose some confidence or things of that nature, I think that could be a big deal.
Kyler has talked a couple times this summer about the faith that you and the organization had, and he referred to a 5'10" quarterback. Obviously, we know the importance of having a quarterback out there all season. How much concern is there? I mean, and how much do you think his performance the last 2 seasons was affected by the shoulder a couple years ago and then last year when he came back from the ankle?
Yeah, it definitely was. I mean, you can see how he played and his style of play even last year when he came back, trying to protect himself a little bit more, and that's human nature, and that's what he should do because we need him out there. But I don't know how many quarterbacks finished last year, 17 or something like that, played the entire season. So it's the nature of the game. It's a tough game, 17 schedule. So I don't think it has that much to do with his size. I mean, Drew Brees, Russell Wilson, I mean, maybe a half inch, an inch taller. And so it's just one of those deals. In this league, people are going to get hurt.
You kind of joked about not much going on this offseason. But having said that, how nice is it to get to the season where you can just focus on football and not have to worry about all the outside stuff?
It's great. I mean, today felt like it's supposed to feel, to get all that behind us and all the talk of how we finished and this and that. It's just we're 0-0, and that's where you want to be. And we're excited about this roster and the progress we've made and the guys we got in that locker room. So I'm excited to see how we play.
What's your thought on Mullen being available this week, and is he still dealing with something from even last year's injury?
Yeah, he's still dealing with an injury. So we'll take him day by day, but I'm not sure he'll be available.
Was Max? Is Max Williams full go?
He is. Yep.
With all the talk how the last couple of years ended, especially Kyler's kind of got into, there's been a lot of issues, a lot of mistakes like that. Do you feel comfortable at this point right now that you've been able to correct those and they won't be an issue second half of the season, or is this a wait and see type?
Yeah, you don't know till you get there. I mean, we got to play better, coach better, execute better at a higher level late in the year, and so far we haven't done it. And until we do, that'll be the knock on us, and we understand that. But we're excited to kick this thing off.
Frustrating, nerve-wracking for you that you don't know how it's going to end up?
No, I mean, when you can look back and kind of figure out where you think it went wrong and different things that you can do better, I think you analyze it and try to apply it going into the next year. And that's each season you try to do those same things.
Can you envision a moment in Kyler's career here that he may call plays as quarterback?
Yeah, I mean, you'll have to ask him that question. But, yeah, I'd be chilling then. I'd make my life a lot easier. I can tell you that.
I'm sure he's
I'd just be over there shaking my head, walk down the other way. So.
You're joking.
What's the next step you want to see from Kyler this year?
I mean, I've seen it each year, just the progress, and do that again. We all, as an organization, got to finish stronger, and he understands that. That's when championship football is played the last month and going to the playoffs and gaining momentum, and we've gone the other way. And I think just finishing strong and knowing we're not going to feel great, we're going to be tired and exhausted and beat up, but we got to find a way to continue our level of play and be consistent each and every day. And we all understand that's where we got to take this thing.
Do you feel like a veteran NFL coach yet, or do you always feel like you're trying to prove yourself and it's like day one?
No, I'm pretty. How do I put it? I don't, football doesn't define me, so it's more like each year I want to see our roster and try to maximize what we have, and that's how I've always viewed it. And even year one, when I was like the fire college coach, I was just, hey, I'm going to work hard, try to maximize our personnel and see how good we can be. And so that's what I try to do. So I don't look at it as a veteran. I just look at it each year as a new challenge, and you learn from the previous year and try to be better for your team moving forward.
If football doesn't necessarily define you, what does?
Just how I treat people. I would rather be a good person than a good coach. That's always been my philosophy. And hopefully most people that I've dealt with, and if you talk to them, that's how they see me.
Is there anybody you ruled out for Sunday? I mean, I assume Mullen might be one of those guys.
I think it comes out at 1 o'clock, so we'll leave you hanging on that. But there'll be a couple, I'm sure.
Captains, can you tell us who they
I can, Mark. Okay. I got it. Kyler, Rodney, DJ, Gardek, Jalen Thompson, Buddha, J.J. Watt, James Conner. That's it? Yeah. Is that 8? All right, that's good.
Is there a central focus to this week, just week 1, Chiefs at home? Is there a focus you guys are just kind of zeroed in on?
Yeah, don't give them anything free. I mean, this is a great team coming in. Make them earn everything. We know we got our hands full with this team, and we're going to have to play at a high level. I know we'll play hard, and the key is playing smart, not giving them the football and not making unnecessary errors and penalties, things of that nature. And so we've really tried to lock it in this week and be focused and make sure we don't give them anything.
Do you think Rodney is looking good for this week, and what about Justin? He came through it okay?
Yeah, I think both will be more game time decisions. Rodney's gotten better each week, but we want to make sure he's completely healthy before we put him out there.
When do you expect to make a decision on who your guards will be depending on?
Yeah, it'll be the next few days. I'd say by end of practice Friday, we should have a pretty good feel for it.
Without D-Hop, how valuable is a guy like Zach Ertz in the passing game?
It's huge. His progress last year and his comfort level with the quarterback just got better and better. And I've seen the same thing throughout the spring and fall camp. To have a guy like that with all the speed we have, working underneath and getting open, he's so friendly to the quarterback and is a real comfort level for him. So he's been a huge addition, and I expect him to be a big part of the offense.
He said he chose to stay here and wanted to come back because he saw what you and this team was building. What does that mean to you when you hear a player say that?
That's what we want. We want them to know that we're doing everything in our power to make this a contender and a place where veteran players like him want to come and try to win a championship. And so a guy like that who's very cerebral and very serious about his craft, we definitely like to hear it.
Coach, thank you.
Thank y'all.
We'll be down in a couple minutes with Kyle.
Kyler, do you have much of a relationship with Patrick? Have you talked to him much in the past, or?
No. Obviously, familiar with the game, watch him play. I've met him a couple times for Pro Bowl, and then I think we were at Mavericks game this offseason, playoff game. Other than that, never really had time to sit down and really chop it up with him like that.
Did you know about him in high school? Did you hear about him when he was doing the White House?
Not really. No offense to what is it? I think that's East Texas. That's East Texas. Obviously, we had our own thing going on. I want to say he was a class older than me. I'm pretty sure we were at a camp together. But I mean, at that time, like, there's so many kids and stuff like that. It's hard to really decipher who's who. So, yeah.
Do you think about the similarities of just Texas playing for Kliff, baseball, the dynamic way you guys even play the game, just the similarities between the two?
No, I mean, I don't like. We don't really have a relationship, so I feel like for Kliff, this is probably it'd be like me playing Coach Riley. This is it's probably they probably got this on their mind or whatever, but I'm not going into it thinking about me and him, because I don't really have a relationship with him. But obviously, I understand the dynamics of how we both play, what people are going to make of it. But first game of the season, excited. Obviously, when you got a guy like him across the field, you got to be ready. You got to be ready to go. There's going to be a lot of hype around the game. You get the primetime spot, So I get it all. But at the end of the day, we got to execute. That's all that matters. So.
We've talked a lot about you not playing in the preseason, how you feel about it. I'm curious, in your mind, like, what comfort level do you get to knowing that you're going to be ready to play this game? Is it just like you just know, like, okay, it's going to be a football game and I'm going to be ready? Is that kind of how it is for you?
Yeah, I think, obviously the practice reps, I mean, you can't really put a price tag on, the game reps, everybody being live and, getting hit and stuff like that. But, it's year 4 for me. I've played enough football to where I feel good enough. I feel comfortable enough with what we do and, how guys move around on the field, all that stuff, If this is my first year playing, I feel like I'll probably be out there in the preseason. But I don't think the risk reward isn't. It's not there. So, no, I feel good. I feel ready to go.
You see
much like Patrick, can you see MVP, Super Bowl champion in your future?
Yeah, that's the vision, that's the goal. Like I said, if you don't play for that, I don't know why you play. But that's yeah.
Do you like the idea? I mean, you're going to play these teams on your schedule at some point, but do you like coming right out of the box and playing a team like the Chiefs and seeing a Patrick Mahomes on the other side?
Yeah, I mean, the best of the best. You play the best of the best. I mean, that should bring the best out of you. Also, I mean, it is the NFL. Every week, you look at our schedule this year. It's probably the toughest that since we've been here that we've had. Every week's gonna be a challenge. You got great pass rushers, so I mean, I got to be ready. You got great defenses, great quarterbacks. The league's just getting tougher and tougher. I feel like the competition is real close. But at the end of the day, like I said, I like where we're at. I like who we got in this locker room. I like us, so I'm confident.
Any extra excitement with Hollywood going out there for the first time with you?
Yeah, I'm excited to see what he'll be ready to go. I mean, he's got another type of motivation for himself. Everybody's got their own motivation, but I mean, this is a new situation for him, new offense, new scenery. Obviously, again, you playing the Chiefs, you playing against the guys that they got over there. It's a big deal. So.
The addition of Cody Ford plus Hollywood in the offseason, what's the secret to your tactic for those Sooners?
No, I mean, I just, I love the game. I'm very familiar with a lot of players. Of course, the players that I played with. And you come into the league. You obviously this isn't college. You don't get to recruit everybody. You don't get to play with everybody you'd like to play with. But when you got your ear to the streets and guys are maybe not happy with their situations, whatever it may be. And I'm sure everybody loves to do it. You saw Derek Carr goes and gets Devontae. Just guys obviously talk in the offseason, talk with their friends and guys that they've played with. So, whenever you get a chance to play with somebody you played with and you know what type of player they are, what kind of heart they have, how they love the game, of course, I'm going to try to do everything I can to, bring guys here.
When it comes to playing with Rodney, what does he take off your plate?
I mean, Rodney, he's the smartest center I've ever played with. Obviously, besides his talent, I mean, his mental, he takes a lot off my plate. Not that he has to, but it makes my job a ton easier when I don't have to do things that they allow him to do, or he'll warn me or whatever if he sees a certain blitz or stuff like that. So the teamwork out there is great, and he gets those guys lined up. It allows the young guys to play faster as well. DJ, Beach, everybody. So it's great having Rodney back.
He was on the fence about what he was going to do this year. What was kind of going through your head?
I was never really worried about it because just talking to him, talking to the coaches and stuff like that, I know people were worried about it, but Rodney loves the game. Rodney wants to be here. Obviously, health and stuff like that, it plays a part, but I knew he wanted to be here. So,
with obviously Hop's out and Wesley's on IR, do you like the comfort level you have with the 5 receivers left, and what can Andy and Greg potentially help you with in the short term?
I think they'd be ready to go. I mean, I know Dortch has been fiending to play. Andy's, he's been fiending to play. He played a lot in the preseason, played well. Kind of been on the fringe. He's been on, he's been off. So I'm excited for him to get his opportunity when he is in the game. Obviously, having Hop and Tweez out, excited for them to get back as well. Add some height, some physicality and stuff like that. But as far as the 5 we got out there, I'm excited.
Kyler, beyond winning the game Sunday, is there a focus you have on this one offensively or for you in particular?
I think obviously starting fast. Obviously, no one wants to start the season off, feeling bad about the performance or anything like that. So focus, just go out there and play well, and do what, for me, I've always done is go out there and play, or I feel like start the season off strong, start the season off fast, and lead with a good foot. So for the rest of the season. So I think that's the focus.
How much does taking the next step this season and also just the way last season ended serve as motivation heading into the year as a whole?
Yeah, I mean, you got to take last season for what it was. Started off strong. Obviously, you got a bad taste in your mouth from the way we ended the season. But, I mean, there's no better opportunity than, like you said, the Chiefs coming into town, home game. Ended the season, last year not very strong at home, so it's another opportunity for us to prove that narrative wrong. But at the end of the day, we had a great offseason. Brought a lot of good pieces in. I'm confident where we're at. And, I mean, I'm looking forward to it. It'll be a good game.
It's a little off topic, but knowing Baker, as you know him, plays the Browns on Sunday, how do you expect him to respond?
Expect him to be good. I mean, I know Bake, fierce competitor. Obviously, playing against his former team probably has some emotions, but hopefully he can control those emotions.
Kliff said they were going to be smart with Zach Ertz.
Yeah.
What you seen from Trey McBride? Are you confident in him?
Come along. Obviously, he was dealing with the, dealing with a little back injury, whatever, during the off season. But no, he's been fine. He's been great, and he's been picking it up quite a bit this past week and a half or so. So excited to see that.
Cliff was asked earlier, Kyler, if you could ever foresee a time when you would call your own plays and he would not call them. Do you ever see that happening?
I try to sneak him in there whenever I can. Act like the helmet's not working. But nah, for full time, nah. That's his job. That's his job.
Not just the playoff game, but just the slide the last how many regular seasons. Have you noticed a difference in how the team is approaching this game, or is that something that's going to be a focus more down the road on how to change that narrative?
No, I don't think anybody's really worried about it. I think it's the past is the past. At least, being honest, guys haven't really. I don't think they feel that right now as far as what happened, at home last season. I think guys are just excited to, step foot on the field, compete, start off on the right foot.
How many times have you faked that the radio went out?
Shit. I couldn't tell you. I couldn't tell you.
How did calling plays help you, I guess?
It was fun. It was fun. It was the only thing about it. I mean, like you said, once you call the play, it's out of your hands, out of your control. So if guys don't, if we don't go out there and execute when he's calling plays, like I understand, his frustration and stuff like that now, just because. You call a good play, something that it doesn't go your way. It's control what you can control, and that's just kind of the mentality that everyone needs to have in life. I feel like so. It was a good little practice for sure.
Does anything change for you with Colt being hurt and Trace being the backup?
No. I mean, obviously it's unfortunate. Kind of starting the week off on like a downer with somebody getting hurt. Obviously somebody you care about. On his birthday, it's tough. That was tough. But no, I mean, Trace is good. Trace is obviously ready to go. But I'm like I said, I'm focused on executing on Sunday.
Wayne, picture Kyler just playing in front of the home crowd, getting in front of that stadium for the first time this season.
You said next year?
No, this
What?
year, just
Oh.
that first time getting in front of the home crowd.
Yeah, take it all in. But at the, like I said, you got to control the emotions. Because I mean, this is a tough. It's a physical game. A lot of emotions, but some guys can play like that, some guys can't, but it'll be a great day.
Would you like to be able to start a relationship up with Patrick?
I mean, I got no issue. Yeah. I mean, I'm sure he's a great dude. I've never really, like I said, I've never really got to sit down and talk to him, but from the looks of it, I think he's a pretty solid guy.
You've got the big contract now. You've played a few years. You've been to the playoffs. Does being a veteran NFL quarterback feel like you thought it would be, or is like what's different about it? Like what surprised you, I guess?
I mean, I feel like this is going by pretty fast. I mean, I'm 25. I feel young. Like there's nothing has really changed as far as the contract being. This is year 4 for me. I understand. Yeah, I am a veteran technically, but I mean, 4 years in, that's pretty young to me. That's what it feels like. So.
What part of your game are you looking to improve the most this year?
Oh man, there's a. I had a good start until I got hurt, and those things you can't really explain. When you get hurt and you're trying to come back and you're trying to play the same, it's tough to do. But hopefully you can stay healthy this year and then play throughout the whole season. But before that, I mean, there's a lot of things that in the midst of being undefeated, that we had a lot of things that we could get better at. But I'm like I said, I'm going out there focused on executing and playing well. Don't really have anything for you as far as detail and stuff like that. But
I think 3 of their top 6 defensive backs were rookies, Chiefs. Is that an avenue you hope to exploit?
I mean, I remember my first game. It was a tough start. Know the feelings and all the stuff like that. So I'm sure they'll have a lot of emotions going, but I got nothing for you as far as that goes.
How much have you learned from your injuries the last 2 years that you can use this year in terms of coming back from them, and do you have to change your game at all?
Nah. I mean, those were 2 unfortunate Nothing that I could have done. You know, obviously, you get injured, you look at everything like that, and there's nothing really that I would have done differently in those situations. Getting sacked in the last game of the season 2 years ago, and then getting rolled up on last year. Unfortunate, you know, obviously, because the things that probably, you know, what could have been if that doesn't happen, who knows? But no, you know, I play my game like I always do, and you know, I don't really, you know, I'm optimistic about health and stuff like that, so I don't try to put the negative energy in there.
Thanks, Kyler. Thanks, Kyler.